Alright, welcome back to Decode Traders App. I believe you guys are having a great time. It's a Monday. We have started the last week of May. We are almost getting half of this year. The way the months are running, I wonder what is not happening, but whatever it is, we are here and we are ready to make this money on this very last week of May. So welcome back, guys. Go ahead and go ahead and share the link to your friends and family. Let them come around, let them be part of the community. Let's do this together. So as usual, we pray and get started with the day. Father, we give you praise, we give you all the honor and all the glory. We love you. And as we start today's session, we ask of your grace. As we start the week, we know without you, we can do just nothing. But with you, we can do all things. With you, all things are possible. So we come in ready to make money, Lord, because we know you are with us, Lord. So as we start today's session, be the one to give us the good insights, oh God, of how the market is moving and where it is headed to, so that we can get clear signals and even better entry and exit points. We give you praise, we love you. Thank you for last week's profits and thank you even for this week's profits. We give you praise, we love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right, so without any further ado, as usual, we start with Crash 500. Crash 500. All right, so what happened on where did we stop from last week? So yeah, we saw that according to H4 that was a double bottom, and of course we got a change of character right there. So that was on Saturday. On Saturday I made this entry. I made that entry, this buy move to which level? I think to this level here. Yeah, I made that buy move. I made this buy move to there. When you say to act crazy, I just moved out, but it continued, went to that very level. So as we speak, we are going to be seeing this breakout. Actually, it has even started this move. That leg, we're supposed to be seeing the same right there. So I can say we are continuing with the buys, but CCI is a bit showing us that we are a bit oversold, overbought on H4, on H1, and M15 is not yet, so it means we are still in a buy trend. M30, let's look at M30. Yeah, we are still in a buy trend, and it's going to be slow. Why is it going to be slow? Because of these moves right here. You can see how it was moving on the left. We are likely to see the same even on the right here. So let's wait and see what happens, but it's continuing to move in an uptrend. According to H4 I mean, we have a change of character. It means we have a high, and also it's going up there to give us a high, then it will come back here to retest. We were supposed to enter when I see a retest. If this candle becomes a retest and the next candle starts as a buy, I have to make an entry without a fail. If this candle closes as a sell, when it closes as a sell, then the next candle starts as a buy and doesn't close within back into this level and that pattern, then I will make my entry there to buy this asset to reach that level. So where it is, I can easily enter, but it can easily become a short trade, or it can keep keep playing around and take even the whole day. So I want to first gauge the momentum right here. That's what I want to look at. So for now, wait, let me see on M15. On M15, if I go to M15, this was a change of character right here. And price reacted to this fair value gap. Price reacted to that fair value gap. So if it did that, then here it gave us a break of structure right there. Retested to that level. Now it has started to continue with the buys. So here we were supposed to actually enter a buy. We are supposed to enter a buy, put our stop loss here or down below here, but that would be a big stop loss. So one may anticipate a move all the way back to where that is a breaker broke, where price reacted back to not really. So this I'm not saying this move is not really viable. It's not really viable. I don't see a point of interest price can come back to this. Not really. It has already retested to the breaker block, so that doesn't count. So all I can see is this to continue. If I enter now, it's not going to be a good entry, but it can give you some money. But you need to know that crash is a bit slow and it doesn't give so much of a money, so it normally requires you to enter with a heavy lot size, like probably 1 or 0.5 to, depending on the account that you have, lot size 1, 2 or 0.5 depending on the account that you have, and of course depending on your target, what your target is. So right here, I'm skeptical to enter, even though I know it's going to continue to reach that level. I'm not going to enter. I've missed my entry. I don't want to enter now, and then it spikes with such a candle right there, with such a candle right there. To take it right here, it can even give you 2 of those, which means it can easily react back all the way down below. So I'm not going to enter now. I'm just going to leave it. If I see another retracement, then I can enter, but if I don't, then I don't have business with this asset for now. I've missed the entry to enter that. This last analysis of this kind of it's like a triangle, I made it last night, I believe, yeah, to see where price is actually headed to. So this was a better entry right here. That is where the entry was when it failed to get back down to the trend line. That's where the entry was this morning. So now if I don't see a retest candle, I just leave this asset to continue with the buys. Enough of crash 500. Let's head over to boom 1000. I've talked a lot on crash 500. Allow me to go to boom 1000. We look at it. If there's any issues with the sound, let me know so that I can rectify it immediately. So boom 1000, we this one last week, it took a lot of my money. Not a lot, but it kept on taking me out. We were supposed to sell from where it is, but for some reason or another, it had low momentum, and I enter and then take you out, then go back into the buys. I mean the buys, and then later on the sells. So it was a bit messy. It took me out like 2-3 times. Let me see. Yeah, took me about 2-3 times, I think. Yeah, like that. It kept taking me out, Here I had already made some money, then it took me out with that move, going back into the buys, then again it came into sells. You can see how it was playing games. So I stopped entering any sells on boom 1000 until further notice, until I see something different from what I'm seeing currently. So this is a no-go for me. It's been consolidating for so long, for about, not so long, for about 2 days actually. Yes, 2 days. So right now I have no business with it. I have no business with it. If you go to H4, yeah, H4, clearly if you see on CCI, it has not reached overbought. I mean, it hasn't reached overbought. Looking at H4, at H1, we needed to look for sells because it is overbought. If I go to daily, on the other hand, I need buys, but I can't just start buys right there. I'm going to anticipate here sells to bring me back here, so that I can probably either see what we call an inverted heads and shoulder, which will mean I can easily enter the sells to take me to that level take me to that level. This leg is what will be looking for even on this other side. So if it all happens just the way I've anticipated here, we will have some good buy right here. This will be our head, our left shoulder, our right shoulder, and then we get into that buy. But I wanted this sell. This is a sell I was looking for, and clearly today seems to have started as a sell, so we may later end up getting into sells, but H4 is not yet very clear for us to do that. So in as much as I'm seeing prices below a 10 MA on H1, I'm not ready to lose money again on sells on this asset. So all I'll do is I will wait for the confirmation of these sells. I will wait for the confirmation of these sells. On M15 I happen to see something that is, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm seeing that. Let's go to H1, reduce this to here, go to M15, have it right there. So I'm seeing that as a rising wedge. That is a rising wedge right there. So it means it's still consolidating between these limits or these ranges, up and down, up and down. Eventually we know this is a rising wedge, meaning it's we anticipate sells at a later stage. So we know that at a later stage we will get into sells because this is a rising wedge on M15. Now it can easily first give us a fake breakout up there, but from what we are seeing there is a lot of resistance up there, so it may not give us that fake breakout up. So we may see actually a breakout and then we continue with the sells. So all we need is to see any breakout, then we will enter it. I may not even wait for the retest. When it breaks out this level, I may actually immediately enter sells to bring me all the way down below. We have an order block right here. This is a valid order block, but also down below, that valid order block is within this fair value gap, but also there's another order block down here. There's another order block down there. That's another one, which is a valid one also. So price can easily come to these points of interest. But what I need is price to at least give me this inverted heads and shoulder, and I'll immediately be entering the buys according to the daily time frame right here. All right, why are we looking for buys on the daily time frame? CCI says we are oversold. That's a signal right there. That's a signal right there. So let's wait and see how all this goes. All right, leave that on M15. Let's now head over to Boom 500. Boom 500. So Boom 500, let's look at that last week. This is today, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Friday we wanted this sell here. It happened, but we never got an entry. We wanted a retest so we can enter the sell. We failed to get that retest. It came all the way here. Let me see if I made any entries. Yeah, I made an entry on Saturday to sell this asset all the way to this level. And I moved out on Sunday morning, yesterday morning. Yeah, I kept selling it when it gave me that. This was on a Saturday. Okay, this was on a Saturday right here, so I sold it all the way to there. When it came to this level, I realized it's my time to take my profit. So after taking it out, just after that candle closed, price went back into the buys, so it was a good trade. Let me now remove that, remove this. Now we can see price respected this, but then reacted to this fair value gap, and then it came with enough momentum to break that that fair value gap level. So all we see now is buys. Price reacted to that, so all these are now not necessary. Delete even this, just maintain that. Delete this, delete that. Let's go to H4. Delete this. Oh yes, this I did this also because I was waiting for this retest, and this was supposed to be the buy entry right there. That was supposed to be another entry that I was supposed to take for the buys. So I missed it yesterday. Since it was Sunday, I don't normally trade on a Sunday, so I missed that entry. I would have made that entry because it was a retest after the breakout from that from that symmetrical triangle, and it was reacting right to this fair value gap, and that was enough. That was enough for me, enough confirmation for me to make another entry into the buys, because already we were looking for buys. But as we speak currently, we are now overbought. According to H1. According to H4, we still need some buys, but according to H4, we are overbought. Why? Because of that order block right there. Because of that order block, or because of the resistance, if you can say that. So clearly these are no longer needed, and price has reacted to that level just like we wanted. So all this can be taken out. Delete this to just have this order block on H4. Go along to this other side, go to daily time frame. We are looking for buys, so it means we have now a confirmation of the buys on the daily time frame. All we are going to see is continuation of the buys to give us a change of character. So we need to see this level broken out. Can it break it now? I believe it can. Go to H1. Which point of interest was left back? I don't see any. I only see this fair value gap right there. It's the only thing I see, and of course some order blocks. Of course this cannot now, because it tested this fair value gap here. Even here tested this fair value gap here. This fair value gap was never tested. It came tested this order block, so it means it's likely to come for this order block. Test this order block, and then get us into buys to take us to actually break out right there and give us a change of character according to daily time frame. So for now, if I know that that's what I'm anticipating on H1, that means on M15 I'm ready to enter sales. Am I ready? Not yet. So we wait for what is about to happen. Alright, let me leave it on H1 I may not trade this sell, but I may wait for the buys, because according to what we've seen, H4 and daily time frame, we need buys to take us all the way up there. So for now, it's a no-go for me. I'm not trading it. I will wait for this kind of move. V25S, volatility 25S. We on vol 25 1S, what did we see? First, let's first head over to H, to daily time frame actually. No, H4. So we saw that we needed price to continue to reach the other level. In fact, it actually reached it in some way or another. So I can easily delete everything right here. Delete that. Delete that, delete that, and delete all these that were here. Delete that. Price never reacted to those levels that we had. It actually continued and broke out, and now this was like a fake breakout right there. That is H4, H daily time frame. So now, since we had that fake breakout, we are starting to sell. But are we ready to make those sell entries? Let's first delete everything here. Delete that too. This is like a change of character pull back there. Now we are continuing according to here. Yeah. All right, so go to H1. Look at what we have on H1. Are we ready to sell? We've reached a retracement level on CCI, but also we can see prices reacting to that order block. So I want to delete this right here. Okay. So this tells us that we may see another retest, short retest, that can easily match with M15. Yeah, so the retest on H1 that we're talking about is being confirmed even on M15, just right there with the CCI. So the buy is coming right there. It's going to look for momentum to actually break this level right there on H1 to continue with sales. All right, so if we know that, first go back to M15. What point of interest did we leave behind? None. Oh yes, we have this fair value gap right there. We have that fair value gap. So it's the only point of interest I see, and of course that order block too right here. So price is likely to come to that, or even to come all the way up. The reason why I've put that is the resistance. So it's likely to come there, but also to this level right there, to that level, and then it goes all the way into sales. So for now, the buys are tricky, even though we know we are about to see that move. The sells are the ones that are in trend. That's what we are looking for. Like on the higher time frame, daily and H4, we're looking for sales. So all we need is M15 to give us an entry to now enter sales, because H1 is selling, H4 is selling, daily time frame is selling. So that's why we will need M15 to give us an entry, so that we can also make the sell entries. All right, enough of V25S. Let's head over to V75. Remember, today is a Monday, so don't just be shocked on how the market is behaving. It's a Monday. That's how Mondays have been for quite those who have been in trading for some time. You know that Mondays and Tuesdays are normally very slow. So delete everything right here. This is V75. Did we make any money on V75? Let's delete everything there. We have to make the chart clean. So let's see. H1, this is Sunday, Saturday. Yeah, I made some sales on Saturday. On Saturday, Saturday I made some sales, but then I made another sale here. It took me out, but the money that I had already made had already done what? Had already covered that loss. So yeah, I was looking at that to continue with the sell to come all the way here. It didn't happen. It first went up, then it came on a Sunday to the level that I was anticipating. So price reacted to that order block. Now, why are we seeing what we are seeing? Clearly, after doing that, buys continued. Because of that, right there, price reacted. So we should be getting into buys right here. Let me see, go to H4. Yeah, without a doubt, I'm supposed to be entering buys. First take that out. Without a doubt, I'm supposed to be entering buys. But M15 is not giving me confirmation yet. Why? No, I'm entering buys. I'm going to enter according to H1. I'm going to enter according to H1. I'll put my stop loss down below here. So I've entered already, and I'm going to put my stop loss right here. I'll be risking $6, and I'll be looking for profits. I may swing this, but I'll be looking for $20 right there. For now, since it is a Monday, I can just look for that. But then I can have a second entry. Where? Let's see if it reacts down below to what? I don't see it. No, I don't see it. Yeah, M5 is confirming the buy. This is a double bottom. Yeah, so yeah, unless if it decides to come to this level right here on M5, then that can be my other entry right in there. That can be my other entry point. If it decides to come just a bit low, that can be my other entry. And I'll put, of course, the same stop loss. I'll put the same stop loss right here. Modify. All right, so I've locked in my entries. Oh no, it can easily come to give a fake breakout. Let's see that. It can easily come for the fake breakout, but I'll be monitoring it. If it looks for a fake breakout, for stop hand down below, I'll be able to adjust it, or leave it to take what it takes and move on with the market. But I've already made my entry there. This will be my second entry. If it does, do look for this retest down below here. All right, enough of V75. Let's now head over. I've told you where my TP is. My TP is right about there, but your first TP is here. Your first TP is there. That's your first TP. Why? Because that's a resistance level right there. So that will be your first TP. If you have enough of what you want or half of your target, you can move out and then wait for another trade to make your target. You don't have to look for one trade to give you all the money that you want in a day. No, you can take in bits. That's a good strategy and actually even a risk management technique, not to look for your target on only one trade. Just divide your target into about 3 or 2 trades, and that will be a bit easier than staying in one trade for hours and it consolidates and it does what and you get frustrated. It's better when the market gives you what it gives you and it reaches you and you start to see it playing games, move out, take what you can and wait for another entry or another trade on another asset. Enough of that. Let's move to jump 50. We are day traders, unless if you're a swing trader, then that's different. You guys are, you have to harden your heart and let it move to the intended for even 2-3 days waiting for a single trade. Yeah. All right, now we're on J50, jump 50. Let's look at jump 50. Let's look at jump 50 and see if we can make some money today. J50. All right, so J50, I think we made some money. Did we? Friday. Yeah, we did. We did actually. We did make some good money. Oh, wait a minute. This is Sunday. This is Saturday. Oh, I don't remember trading J50 on a Saturday. Okay. Yeah, this is Saturday. I made money there. That was a buy to take me right there. J50. Wait, H1. H1. Monday, Sunday, Saturday. Oh, it's weird. Okay. Still on Friday we made money. That was a trade there. Although, even though we took some, it took me out on stop losses in profits. It came and took me out. I was supposed to leave it and to hit my TP right there, just like we had anticipated in the analysis. That was the analysis. That's what we wanted to see on the analysis. So yeah, we made what we made. Then the rest it kept playing games. So let's go to M15 and first remove this, and let's first delete all the things. Okay, let's remove that. Let's first delete everything right here so that we can clear the chart. This was Friday. We made the money right here. So all we need now is to look at making some more today. So delete this, delete right here what you see. All right, even this is not necessary anymore. So go come to H1. Okay, that is a support, so you can first leave it. Delete what we see here. Wanted that to come, but we had a breakout, so means we are continuing with buys. So this is a pullback. Now we continue with buys right there. So now that we are now clear, price never tested this level. Price never tested that level, so it's still valid. So go to H4, come to H4, and now we saw that resistance being taken out and retested. This was a good entry. Wow, whoa, that was a good entry. Okay, this was taken out. Delete it. delete it. This was a good entry. It was when? It was today morning. What? We could have moved out of the market, but this was like around 2 p.m. 2 a.m. in the morning. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 a.m. This entry was on 5 a.m. in the morning. So those who trade early morning, this would have been a trade that could have given you your targets. Like it could have even doubled your account depending on the lot size you would have used. Okay, now we have a break of structure right there, so it's giving us a higher high. So all we can do is wait for it when it comes back to the breaker block right here. So to the breaker block, this is where the breaker block is. So it's gonna be returning back to that level. So if it returns to this level, we know we can make buys again. But CCI shows we are getting overbought already. H1 is already showing us we are overbought. So it clearly tells us that price is supposedly coming to this fair value gap right there, or the order block above, So for now, we wait. According to your daily time frame, we still need to continue with sales. But yeah, I have a but there. The but is this was a change of character right here. That was a change of character right there. It gave us a double bottom, if you can see that. So this is a change of character. It means price is going to come back to this fair value gap on the daily time frame. It's going to come there, and that means I will anticipate price to come at least 50% of this fair value gap, and that will be about there. Probably, so that it can go ahead into the buys again and probably break that also. So what do? Go back to H4, wait for the change, wait for the reversal signal on H4. Same thing on H1. So we are getting into sales on this asset, which is J50. We are getting into sales anytime from now. We are going to be seeing sales. M15 is overbought, H1 is overbought, H4 is getting overbought, meaning sales are coming anytime from now. So let's wait and see. So normal buys, like normal buy entries, you just leave it to give you a reversal signal, then you look at taking it all the way down below. All right, enough of J50. Let's get to J25. So J25, Monday. This is Monday, Saturday. When did I last enter this? Oh, Saturday. I made a loss on J25. Made a loss. Wait a minute. Why was that a loss? Okay, that is my bad. What was I doing? Now that's one thing to learn from over trading, because clearly I think I was not thinking, why would I have entered? Oh yes, this is the reason why I entered, when price reacted to this level right there. So I was looking at continuation of the buys having given me this kind of candle, and having tested that imbalance right there. So I was looking for continuation of the buys. Okay, that was a very, I had my stop loss of course below that fair value gap, and I was taken out. Yeah, I was taken out, and price came, tested all the way back to the support, and that's when the buys came in again. All right, so enough of that. Let's delete everything right here and then look at what we have currently. Delete all that, go to H1, bring it here. This is a support, so let's have the support. Price reacted to it, delete this other one, have that remain. So price started there, gave us a change of character according to H1. Okay, let's leave that, delete that. H4, 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 that was a change of character. The pullback came all the way back to the support or to the order block, whatever you want to use. So the buys on H4 are on, but then we clearly see on H1 this becomes like a change of character again right there. So I want to delete this right here, delete that. So that pull back all the way back here, then buys, but then these buys are sort of not giving us a clear thing that we need, so they have gone back to that resistance. So it's reacting to that resistance. In fact, it's all of that candle. This is the second time price is reacting to that resistance and coming back down. So it means we get to see overbought right there according to H1. All right, so if I go to H4, what does this tell me? This tells me I have to first go back down to look for some point of interest, of which I don't see any. You don't see any. Price just reacted to this order block, which is not even a valid order block. If I go to M30, nothing. M15, nothing. This is very crazy. This is very crazy. So all I can say is this is a no-go for me. H4 is saying we need to buy, but I have no confirmation on these other lower time frames, and there's no liquidity left back either way. So this is just going to be something like this. First delete this for now, and let's see this trend line in action to understand what is happening. All right, so that would be something there. That would be something. Then I can easily anticipate this kind of thing. That means price will come here, then probably we'll see enough liquidity to push. We'll see enough momentum to push the buys just like we need on H4, because H1 is clearly showing us we need sales according to CCI right there. So if I have my trend line showing me that this is like a flag or a rising wedge, whatever you want to call it, then you have a chance to look for these sales to bring you here. Because right now all I can anticipate is if I go to M15, I know that price is not going to exceed that level. It's going to come there, and then get me into sales right there. So it's likely not to exceed that level and then get me into sales. That's what I know. So for now, I have no business with buys. I can wait for the sales right here and then enter sales to take me down below. What is the other thing? What have I forgotten? Delete that. Delete this. Okay, go to H4. here again to give us, this will be like a triple bottom now, and then probably we can get enough momentum to push price to that level again. Now, in as much as I've said that we need buys on H4, we were looking for sells on the daily time frame, and even according to price action we were looking for sells. I think even the weekly, yes, actually the weekly time frame, we are looking for sells. So this tells you that we may see some bit of more consolidation for some time according to how this asset is going. Remember last week we were looking for price to react to that level, and then we get into sells, and I think we did. Not really, I missed the entry right there, but we had anticipated that. Those who have been following that, you remember we talked about that. So this happened, so I can delete that right there. So we have this as a first trade, as a first TP, but then it can easily give us this also, which will now be ushering us into the breakout right there. That will be the breakout right there from that rising wedge, or from that channel, whatever you want to call it, from that channel. And that means it will be showing us, it will be getting us into sales and even into a breakout. Once we break out here, we will only be waiting for a retest, then continuation of the sales. So whatever we're doing here, we have to be very ready for anything, because price can easily get us into buys, but it can only get us into buys if it breaks this level. This is a resistance level. It's been holding for some good time, 3 times, so it's likely it's now a strong resistance. It's likely to give us this sell, and then we continue actually, and we see this breakout on this support level down below. All right, I think we have had enough of J25. Let's get to our last asset, which is J10. Now J10 has been one of the assets that have not been trading for some time until Friday. Yeah, I think this is Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So Friday I entered the J10 trade. I think I even shared it on the Signals platform. Let's look at it. So Friday I was looking for those sells right there. So when it reached there, immediately we made those sell trades, but of course we couldn't keep on. It took me out here when it reacted to this fair value gap. I took my profits, and again the other entry took it out right there when it was actually SL in profits, so it took me out, retested, then it came back again down, and this is what we had already anticipated price to bring us all the way here, but it never reached actually. But this was enough money if someone kept holding. I couldn't keep holding because of this retest right here. It could have come all the way back to the entry point right there, so I couldn't keep holding. It took me out, but I got some good money right there on that move, and then that happened. So now I can delete everything right here because it did give me what I needed. So delete everything, delete even that right there. And now let's head to H1. So H1 we see this left back, and it is overbought according to CCI. If I go to H4, we have a resistance up there. Price reacted back to that resistance. It was yesterday when it reached it, yeah, and now we see that we are overbought on H1. We need sells On the other hand, on H4, we need to retrace, but retrace to go to where? To this fair value gap, probably. Yeah, I think so. I believe so. That is a fair value gap right there. No other clear fair value gap is left back after the change of character right here, I believe. Alright, so that means one can anticipate a pullback all the way to this level and then get back into buys. But then what are we looking for? What are we looking for on the daily time frame? Daily time frame, we need sales. So price gave us a change of character right here, right there, and then went up to retest. So this is likely to actually continue with the sales after, according to daily time frame. So if that is the case, that will tell us that as soon as we see price get below our 10 MA, we have no business of waiting for another retest. We have to make our entries. In fact, this is not clear for me. That's why I can't enter now, but I could have entered now to sell this asset, but it can consolidate a bit more the whole of today. It can consolidate a bit more the whole of today. That can become risky for us. Right here on HM15, that was a change of character there, pull back there, continue with the sales. Now it's trying to do a retracement to where? I don't see a point, because now we had started lower lows and lower highs. So why is it looking for a retracement, and why did it even reverse from this level? There's an order block right there. Okay, so that is understood. But then here there's a resistance M15. So all I can say is I'm anticipating price to consolidate. It's going to keep on consolidating probably till tomorrow. Yeah, it may do that, we may even see it tomorrow when it is still consolidating, unless it gets some weird momentum from God knows where, I don't know, and breaks this, and then that's when we will continue with sales. But until then, I'm seeing low momentum, meaning few traders are in the market on jump time, sellers and buyers. So we're likely to see consolidation here, and until we see some fake breakout, just like right there, then before you know it, we are pushed back into sales. So I can't say much. I just have to leave this asset. I will not have any business with it until I see a clear structure that I can use to make an entry. But all we know is that we are going to sell this asset, and for so long we will be selling it. So you need to know that and be ready for the sales when we have a clear structure that we can use to sell this asset. But for now, it's a no-go for me. I can't trade it. That's it. Let's go to the recap, and we call it a day today. Let's go to the recap, and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. I told you the buys are continuing, but I couldn't enter because it was already gone. It had already gone, but we knew that buys are going to continue, so they continued just like we said. We didn't get a retest candle at all, so we missed that. But I told you this what you see on the left here, it's likely to give us the retest that we are looking for. So let's wait and see. So enough of this. Take that, delete everything right here. We don't need that to keep here. Delete that has already reached. Right, this can now go. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So delete that also. Go to boom 1000. Boom 1000, we know that we are going to sell this, but we want to get a clear entry. So either when it breaks out or when it gives us a pullback and it fails to go back up, that will be enough for us to make an entry. It will be enough for us to make an entry for the sales, probably this or up there. So we will wait for whatever it does, and then we this time we will enter that sell. Yeah, we need this on boom 500, pull back here, then probably we get to see a breakout right there. But all we can say is the buys are still continuing. The buys are still continuing on boom 500. Yeah. V25S, all I need, all I was looking at is pull back there, and probably when it comes, then it gives us enough momentum to break out this support. But clearly we are seeing it's getting some weird momentum. We don't know where. Let's wait and see if it is actually going to continue. But the anticipation is pull back to that level, because now M15 is oversold right there. You can see it on CCI. We all need this buy, and then we can come stronger with sales to break out and even continue all the way down. That is on V25S. So we leave it on M15. If you get a signal for reversal here on M15, then this will be your trade to take you all the way back up to that resistance level or to this fair value gap. V75, yeah, it is in some losses. I'm actually in some good losses. It's trying to look for my stop losses right here. Probably it's looking for this liquidity on this fair value gap right here, but I doubt, I don't know. Yeah, after that change of character, this was the first fair value gap, so it's likely to take me out and it comes back to this fair value gap to grab it. So if it does, I'm okay with the loss. I don't want to adjust my stop losses, so I'm in some floating losses as I speak, but I'm not going to adjust my stop losses. I will maintain that. If I make a loss, then I will be okay with it. All right, that is V75. That is the entry we made, and the other second entry has been activated also. So I have two entries in V75 currently. J50, we are looking for, oh, this is a break of structure, but then we know that sales are coming. We know that sales are coming. Yeah, we are going to be waiting for, we're going to be looking for sales to bring us all the way to this. This is a sell move that we need. So first delete that. So this is a sell move that we need, but it's a no-go for us until we have a reversal signal for us to enter sales. So for now, not really. We have no entry at all. Wait for the reversal on M15. then you can enter sales. Jump 25, of course we did a pullback there, then you can enter sales. This right here, it may happen today and then we come in with our sales, or it can even go all the way back up there, but all we know is we are going to sell this asset without a doubt. Lastly is jump 10. Jump 10, we need a breakout of it. We may see a fake breakout, but what we've said is the price is likely to keep consolidating within this area here until it breaks up and it breaks down to continue with the sales. So you need to know that. All right, I think that's it for today's analysis. I hope you guys have gotten one or two trades to focus on. The trade I'm looking at focusing on is jump 25. Of course, I'm already in V75. The other trade is let me see, yeah, jump 25. Jump 50, I need to first see a reversal signal. Jump 25 is likely to give us a buy, but we have to wait for the signal here on M15 to give us this pullback buy, but the general trend is a sell. So you know such moves are always tricky when you're looking at a retest trade. This is just a pullback trade. Boom 500, not really. Boom 1000, it may, but the momentum is still low, so it's boom 1000, V75 and jump 25. Those are the trades I'm going to be focusing on today. So let me wish you guys a good day. See you tomorrow same time, 10:30 to 11:30. Have a lovely day, guys. Of course, if you don't mind, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, and we will really appreciate that. We want to say thank you for coming around. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.